Ranking the best wide receivers in Madden 25. And boys, we are back here with another tier list update. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the wide receiver position. Before we get into today's video, I do want to talk about our sponsor real quick, MMOEXP.com. If you guys want an alternative to buying packs, consider buying coins at MMOEXP and make sure to use code DILL at checkout for 5% off your order. Now, before we do go ahead and get into the new cards right here, I want to take a look at the old tier list where I think a lot has changed. First off, Brandon Stokely right here, I feel like his 1 AP slot apprentice is no longer like S tier value, and I think that's going to go ahead and drop him down into this A tier. Now, Deshaun Jackson, I feel like is one of the toughest cards to rank. I'm going to right now still leave him in S tier, but I'm going to drop down everyone a singular tier. I think that's going to make sense in a little bit. And now this is what the tier list is looking like before we get into the new cards, where first and foremost, we have so many stocking stuffer wide receivers. We have 10 stocking stuffers to rank, okay? And this is the issue, okay? We can only get 2 of them up to potentially their max ratings. And I feel like at their max ratings, they are all S tier caliber receivers. However, I also want to rank them based on their 87 overall as well. And a lot of these 87 overalls are going to rank pretty high for me as well. And Darnell Mooney right here at the 87 is 92 speed, 91 acceleration. He's 5'10". Doesn't hit the 85 level of deep route running, but at the 93, 94 speed, 95 acceleration with 90s across the board for route running, 90 beat press. And big thing on all these stocking stuffers though is the fact that they get this 0 AP bucket, which at their max overall, everything's going to look very, very similar. Like potential slot apprentice, I don't mind mid-in or mid-out elite. I don't mind matchup nightmare either. And potentially if you run the ball, run off elite is interesting. So again, I just want to say these stocking stuffers, literally all of them would be in the S tier at their max level. Literally every single one of the stocking stuffers S tier at the 93. The 87 though is going to be in the A tier. And I like him over potentially all the team diamonds and like Johnny Wilson and stuff because of that 0 AP ability. And the reason why that's still valuable for me is not every single one of these guys are going to get slot apprentice. I still think things like matchup nightmare or potentially mid-in, mid-out elite are valuable because first off, 0 AP, you don't have to spend any AP on it and it can help you beat man coverage, which getting abilities like that, I just think is really nice. Now for the rest of these stocking stuffers, we're just going to fly through them because I kind of already gave my thoughts on all of them when we talked about Darnell Mooney. Josh Nouns at the 87 has 90 speed, 92 acceleration, 5'10", and max upgraded 93 speed, 94 acceleration. And again, all these guys are going to hit like 90s across the board for route running. And again, just showing off Josh Nouns right here, he's going to have very similar abilities to what we just covered. Again, basically every single thing is the same. Josh Downs, of course, going to be in the A tier. We also get DeAndre Hopkins, and DeAndre Hopkins is 6'1", so pretty tall, 93 speed, 93 excel, 90 for short and medium route running. And this time for DeAndre Hopkins abilities, again, it's going to be basically the same exact thing for every single one of them. So we're done talking about abilities. We're just going to go ahead and show off the stats of each one of these guys. Now, I will say one of my favorite ones is Jerry Jeudy, and at the 87 overall, Jerry Jeudy is still really, really good with the 92 speed, 91 excel, 85s across the board for route running, and of course, max rated, 94 speed, 95 acceleration, 90s across the board for route running. Jerry Jeudy, of course. Jerry Jeudy, of course, again, top into this A tier. And then we get T. Higgins, 6'4", so big body, 90 speed, 85 short route running on the 87, but the 93 has 93 speed, 92 acceleration, 90 for short and medium route running. Again, why he's ranked high is the 0 AP ability. Then we get Tyler Lockett at the 87, has 89 speed, 88 acceleration with 85s across the board for route running, and at the 93 speed, 92 acceleration, 90s across the board for route running. And again, Tyler Lockett, of course, in the A tier. We also get Zay Flowers, and Zay Flowers at the 87 has 90 speed, 91 acceleration, 5'9", so a little bit shorter, but 85s across the board for route running. But at the 93, 94 speed, 95 acceleration, 90s across the board for route running. So for me, Zay Flowers, again, gonna be in the A tier. We also get Xavier Legette, which this is one of my favorite stocking stuffers. 6'1", 90 speed, 90 acceleration on the 87, 85 for medium and deep route running, and at the 93, 94 speed, 93 acceleration with 90s across the board for route running. Xavier Legette, of course, once again, going in the A tier. Then Christian Watson, this is another one of the best stocking stuffers you could potentially upgrade. He's 6'4", so crazy good height, 91 speed, 91 acceleration, and 85s across the board for route running on the 87, but at the 93, 94 speed, 94 acceleration with almost 95 across the board for route running. Christian Watson, potentially the best one. I think him or Jerry Jeudy are the best stocking stuffer. Final stocking stuffer right here, we get Khalif Raymond, 5'8", so a little bit shorter, 91 speed, 90 acceleration at the 87 with 85s across the board for route running, and at the 93, 94 speed, 94 acceleration with 90s across the board for route running, 95 deep. So of course, Khalif Raymond, once again, all the stocking stocking stuffers are basically our new A tier, and I think they're all better than the team diamonds, even at the 87 because of 0 AP ability. I know some people may disagree with that, but I could not be higher on these stocking stuffer cards. I love all these 87 stocking stuffer cards. I think they're great for a budget as well. I believe like most of them are going for like 40K right now, and just getting that 0 AP ability, I think it's so valuable. Now, right after that, we're going to get back-to-back Jordan Addisons. We get a 89 overall first off right here from Blitz, and he's 5'11", 90 speed, 91 acceleration with 85s across the board for route running, and this card does not get any discount abilities. So 89 Jordan Addison, I feel like this card, does he even make the list today? I'm gonna go ahead and place I'm gonna place this Jordan Addison slightly in the D tier. And of course, right after that, we get the 93 Jordan Addison from Team of the Week. And this card has 93 speed, 94 acceleration, 5'11" height, 90s across the board for route running. And again, no discount abilities on this card. For me, 93 Jordan Addison is actually gonna go ahead and be in this B tier right by Isaac Bruce for me. Now, right after that, we get Khalil Shakir from Blitz again. And this card is 6 foot, 90 speed, 92 acceleration, hits 90 for short running, 85 for medium, 85 for deep. Again, no discounts, but Khalil Shakir is going to be right by the 89 Jordan Addison for me. Going to place him in the D tier. Now we go on a little run of team builder cards. First one we got is Paris Campbell, and this card is 6 foot, 89 speed, 88 acceleration with 90 for short and deep route running, 89 medium. And again, no discount abilities on these team builders. I'm going to go ahead and place Paris Campbell in the F tier. Also get Gabe Davis, 88 speed, 90 acceleration. He is 6'2", so decent height. 90 for medium and deep route running, 85 for short. Gabe Davis is going to be another card that I place in the F tier. After that, we get Michael Wilson, who is 6'2", 90 speed, 89 acceleration with 90 for short and medium route running, 85 for deep. And Michael Wilson for me is going to be someone that makes the D tier slightly. Then we get Kevontae Turpin right here, and this card is 91 speed, 91 acceleration. He is a little bit shorter, 5'9", of course, but 89 for short running, 87 for medium, 90 deep route running. And again, no discounts on this Kevontae Turpin card, but I think he's pretty solid. Turpin for me, I don't think he's as good as the C tier guys, but I'm going to go ahead and again just place him in the D tier. And I think you can debate placement in this tier, of course. After that, we get Zero Chill Quentin Johnston right here. And this card is 6'4", 92 speed, 91 acceleration with 90 for medium and deep route running, 89 short. And this time, if we go down to his abilities, of course, he gets that tier 2 bucket for 0, slot apprentice, matchup nightmare, mid and elite, mid out elite. Very similar to the stocking stuffers, in my opinion. So Quentin Johnston for me is going to be a top end of A tier option. And I do like him a little bit more than the stocking stuffers because of the fact that you don't need a token to make this card like on that elite level, right? Like I even debated QJ being in the S tier. I did, but I think he's more along the lines of A tier, and I think we have some receivers that should be a tier higher than him. So yeah, we're gonna keep QJ in this A tier, and he's one of my favorite options. Very similar thoughts to him in the stocking stuffers. And right after that, we also get George Pickens, and George Pickens is 6'3", 92 speed, 89 acceleration with 90 for short and deep route running, 89 medium. And a little bit underrated thing is the 70 run block, 82 impact blocking. And George Pickens this time, another Zero Chill card where it's the same thing we already covered. 0 AP bucket with the mid in, the mid out, the slot apprentice. George Pickens is going to be right by Quentin Johnston for me in this A tier. Now, right after that, we get an upgradable card right here. We get Julio Jones, and you get this card by reaching level 20 in the Zero Chill Field Pass. And if we show max ratings right here on Julio, he's 6'3", 95 speed, 92 acceleration, and hits 90s across the board for route running. And again, the impact blocking is high, so I think he's going to be pretty decent in the run game. And of course, Julio, again, he gets that 0 AP bucket like we were talking about, but his is actually like a lot more abilities as well. And I think like an underrated thing on this is if you run, say, the Hot Route Master or the Master Tactician on your quarterback, getting a short and elite or a slot-o-matic, something to really fry the man coverage, I think that is really, really nice. So Julio for me is going to be another addition to S tier, and I do think he's better than Djax. Again, Djax was tough card to rank. I kept him in S tier because of the 95 speed. Now, right after that, we get Garrett Wilson from Blitz, and this card is 6 foot, 93 speed, 93 acceleration with 90 for short, 90 for deep, 88 medium. And this time, of course, this card doesn't get any discounts. This Garrett Wilson for me, I'm going to place him right by like Isaac Bruce and Jordan Addison in this B tier, and I really like him for his price. Then we get the brand new Mutt Champs B&D player. It's Amari Cooper. This card is 6'1", 92 speed, 90 acceleration, and 90s across the board for route running. Overall, really solid receiver. If we go to his ability discount, gets mid and elite for 1, deep out elite for 2. I think he's pretty similar. Like, he's on that team diamond level, in my opinion. The deep out elite, I wish it was 1 AP. That would have been pretty cool. But Amari Cooper, this is going to be a card again. I'm just going to place him in the B tier, and I think you can debate placement. Now, right after that, we get Devontae Adams, and Devontae Adams is 6'1", 92 speed, 93 acceleration. Again, 90s across the board for route running. And this time for Devontae Adams discount abilities, he actually does go ahead and get that matchup nightmare for 1 AP. I like this Davante Adams card. If we didn't have all the 0 AP abilities, this would actually be one of my favorite receivers in the game. I always feel like Davante Adams cards are super smooth. I'm also putting him in the B tier as well. Now, right after that, we get Jalen Waddle, and Jalen Waddle is 5'10", 93 speed, 93 acceleration with 90s across the board for route running. I honestly thought they were going to make Jalen Waddle like base 95 speed, kind of like Djax, but this card doesn't get discounts. He's another player that I think is right on this B tier, like by Isaac Bruce, Garrett Wilson, and Davante Adams. Then after that, we get 93 overall CD Lamb, and CD Lamb is 6'2", 95 speed with 90s across the board for route running. And this time for CD Lamb, gets that 0 AP bucket, whether you want to be slot apprentice, short and elite, slot-o-matic. He gets a bunch of great 0 AP abilities. This is why CD Lamb, and I think CD Lamb is the best receiver in the game. I'm placing him top end of this S tier. Now we get a weird card. Trent Scott, out of position wide receiver, and this card is 6'5". I feel like the big players, like even like mostly tight ends, I feel like Gronk is a great example of this, beat the press a lot better than the receivers, and this card is 93 speed, 90 acceleration. Another thing I didn't mention on the zero chill cards yet is they can all get +2 speed because of Njoku and Montez Sweat, so this is a 95 speed potential player. And this time for route running, so 95 short, 88 medium, 88 deep, so it doesn't hit 90s across the board for route running. 95 beat press though, and he is a beastly run blocker as well. And of course, for his ability discounts or his ability bucket, he gets like the short and elite, the slot apprentice. I could see you not liking where I have this card ranked, but he is going to be someone that I do place in the S tier. I think you can debate where he's at, but I'm going to put him in the S tier, and I would run him over Djax. After that, we get Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill is 5'10", 95 speed, 97 acceleration with 90s across the board for route running, 95 beat press. And this time for Tyreek Hill, he does get, of course, that 0 AP bucket, like the short in, the slot apprentice, everything for 0. This is another easy addition, in my opinion, to the S tier. Now, what I will say is, I'm going to go ahead and drop down Djax into A. Basically, Tyreek Hill and CeeDee Lamb do what Deshaun Jackson does, just better, you know? So yeah, Djax is going to be more along lines like an A tier player for me. Now, right after that, we get Devin Hester, and Devin Hester is 5'11", 190, 94 speed, 94 acceleration with 90s across the board for route running. And this time, Devin Hester, he does get some discounts. He gets Jukebox for 1 AP though, which isn't like crazy in this game. And for me, Devin Hester, I'm going to place him right by Djax in this A tier. So yeah, I think he's better than everyone in B, but like also I don't mind him being on the same level as the people that can get the 0 AP abilities. Like, and then last but certainly not least, right here we get Terry McLaurin. He is 6 foot, 93 speed, 92 acceleration with 90s across the board for route running, and Scary Terry this time for his abilities. He does not get any discounts. So for me, Terry McLaurin is going to be someone that is right by again in this big group of B tier guys like Isaac Bruce, Davante Adams, Jalen Waddle, Garrett Wilson. But yeah, boys, this has been my updated thoughts on the receiver position in Madden 25 Ultimate Team. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. Who do you think should go up? Who do you think should come down? Now, if you guys did enjoy this video, though, you enjoy content like this, want to stay up to date with everything that's the best here in Madden 25, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, if you guys do want to go ahead and see me use some of these cards live on stream, have been streaming here on both YouTube and Twitch to watch on YouTube. Make sure to hit that noti bell as well. You'll be notified every time I upload or go live here. Or if you guys want to watch on the Twitch, check the links in the description, hit that Twitch with a follow. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check out this one right here.